Hello. How's it going? Oh yeah, it's American Mother's Day today, huh? How's it going? Well, it's technically everyone here has adopted mother. That'll be 5,000 subs, please. Thanks. Anyway, thank you. Thanks, guys. I'm only memeing. We're gonna be live for a while today, for like 6 hours. We're doing weeb shit for a few hours, then we're gonna take a break from Murky Divers, then we'll be back to some weeb shit. So yeah, shut the fuck up, Maria. I don't have any news really. Yeah, but I'm honorary American, okay, Katie? PC gaming. I'm reading these articles. You'll think me for real though. Oh yeah, this isn't news. This isn't new news. But Nintendo's new TOS from a few days ago. It's like 3 days old now. If you accept it, part of the TOS says they can brick your console if they think you're modding it, and render it unusable. In the Continuum Palworld legal settlement as well, Palworld have now removed the ability to fly with your mounts. In Palworld, you now glide in a glider instead of using your mount to fly. That's more Nintendo-ish shit news. Yeah, I want 2 actually. 2's great, Cody. Modding usually means changing your Switch to play games that are not legitimate. That is, in that context of console usage, that is the usage. No one plays Switch games online competitively except Smash Brothers, let's be honest. Yeah, it's like pirating. People play Pokemon Switch games competitively in like a sponsored gaming environment on their Switch. I don't believe that's true. But anyway, I don't care. I don't care. That's my like. No, I've never seen the Tetris movie. No, that's... at the same time, I'm assuming, Rizia, what you mean is like you play a Japanese game and then you move to the US. The next game you put in is a USA region one. Is that what you mean, Rizia? It's good coffee, actually. Because that's fine. Because the Switch is a region-free console, so you can play a cartridge game from any region on a disc-free console. Yeah, buying games from different regions and playing them in the same console. If you mean playing them at the same time, that's impossible. If you mean playing them one after another separately, that's fine. Oh, do you mean using an eShop to buy different regions? That's fine too. You can have different account region games. That's fine. I will say something in this I noticed. So Nintendo updated a bunch of games to their new physical, whatever the fuck they're called. They have like a new name for like a different type of format that is like a quick way of downloading shit and archiving shit on the console. And a bunch of people who didn't have cloud saves lost every single save on any game that updated to that system yesterday, by the way. Which means that a load of people lost their Nintendo saves. People lost like hundreds of hours of progress in certain games and shit I saw. Which is crazy. Crazy. I have a Nintendo Online account, but, you know. Anyway, trailer. I'll look at the trailer quickly. Then we're going back into the weeb shit. Wow, there's a lot of trailers. Oh, hang on, this is from fucking ages ago, these ones. Okay, I was scrolled up to the top of the page. I was like, what the fuck is this? Video's back to tonight, actually. Video's back tonight, by the way. And SOS returns this week, too. You're not going to believe this, by the way, guys, for SOS. We found somebody who makes knockoff versions of Etreu games. So it's not Etreu, it's lower budget than Etreu. Knockoffs of his games. So we played a bunch of them. I do love a bangable door. Oh, is this like the one I played, but like a full game? This is cool, actually. Coagulation station fleshful. Yeah, coagulation was really good. So this is cool. I'm looking forward to this. I really like this one. This is a good game. Excellent. So that's like a full version of like the Itch.io little game, right? I'm on board. I'm sold. I love me some Itch. By the way, I'm really apologetic for people who watched the SOS episode. Isaac has found the word slop, and I want to die. It's called Animal Rescue Protocol, that game, Church of Cheddar. No, not rescue. Animal something. Animal research protocol? Animal ejaculation protocol? I actually don't know. It's I don't know what the middle word is. Animal something protocol. Alright? I hate the word slop. Anyway, for those of you who missed it, I am trying to attempt to bring back Weep Shit, and ideally I'm going to be doing that at the weekends. Okay, I did it on the week initially this week, but normally it won't be in the week, it will be at weekends, okay? Because I want to relax, and I want to do other stuff, and I can combine it with other streams and things fairly easily. We started playing a game called Trails Through Daybreak, and I'll give a very brief summary of the event so far. Our main character, Van, who is basically like a fixer for shady problems in people's lives in the underworld and stuff, has been hired by a rich, posh schoolgirl called Agnes, whose name is also pronounced Anye, in an effort to find these ancient family heirlooms that have gone missing. They start looking into these family heirlooms, and they find one. Unfortunately, a mafia group called Almata is also after them, and they end up having to fight Almata to get hold of this artifact, which is called a Genesis. During the fight, Van turns into a giant mechanized demon, kills the mafia people. Well, not kills them, he knocks them out. It doesn't kill them, he knocks them out, and they get the Genesis. And right now, in order so they can keep looking for more, Agnes has signed on as his, help, his, sidekick, and they currently are just patrolling the city they work in, looking for work and any more leads on the Genesis. And that is the plot so far. As we're doing this like an anime, I'm now going to play the intro sequence, because I really like watching it at the start. It puts me in the mood, and then we're going to play the game. Isn't that exciting? So that is what we're going to do. Here's the opening. Enjoy. Then we're going to jump straight into the game.
Legend of Heroes, Trails Through Daybreak.
There we go. We're now going to jump into the main game. As we finish our working day, we are now heading home back to base. Isn't that exciting? It's normal for an anime opening theme to do that, I feel. Like, have spoilers, but not have spoilers. Anyway, in this first chapter of the game, we're going to be introduced to some pretty unpleasant characters. We're going to meet members of two of the series' most dangerous factions in this episode, probably. We're going to be meeting a member of Ouroboros that is not the purple-haired girl Ren, an active member of Ouroboros. We're also going to be meeting a member of the Gardens, who are probably the most fucked up faction in all of this. They are basically like a legion of child soldiers that are groomed by 4 people in particular, and it's really fucked. So that's what we're going to play in this chapter of Trails Through Daybreak.
There's a lot of places, actually. We can start with one of the vendors on
But
this
first
terrace.
we're going to get some nice candy on the way home, because why
Hello. Thank you.
Alright, let's start here. I've been waiting to check out a food truck in more detail since we hadn't had a chance last time. I'm not surprised that prim and proper a private school student hasn't eaten one before. You're too fancy for street food. I really want to try out their food. Welcome to Shino's Bar. It's nice to see you, though. Hey, Shino. Take out for me 2 sorbets, extra caramel sauce. 1 moment. Yep, just as I thought. Is something the matter? Nah, don't worry about it. Thanks for waiting. Here are my sorbets. Van received his order. I put an ice pack in there in case you don't get to eat them immediately. It should last around 2 hours. Thanks. Next stop, Yorba Cafe on Station Street. Should be at that time to give the new latte of theirs a try. Of course, we'll make up for this afternoon. So, Van's implying here that we're being followed, and we're trying to act natural by going to buy food from these stands, and we are being followed by somebody. Who could we possibly being followed by? We're about to find out in the next few minutes.
Off we go.
It's upstairs, the Normal Cafe. Gotta go and get our lattes.
Do you have any preferences?
Excellent milk lattes and maple scones.
Thanks for coming in.
2 of your limited edition lattes to go. Coming right up, I thought you'd be pleased to see it on the menu again. Oh shit, you had mind having the same as me? Should have asked. Oh, it's fine. I feel like I can trust your taste when it comes to sweet things. Damn right you can. They're not gonna follow us up to the 2nd floor, huh? Sorry the wait, here's your lattes. Be careful, because they're hot. Van received his order. Alright, last stop's the flower cellar in Old Town. To collect the muffins you asked about earlier? Yep, dying to give them a try. Let's get going.
Initializing planner mode.
We can go straight to Old Town and the...
Let's do this. Alrighty then, time to hit up one last place.
Van? Why are we...
It'll make sense in a sec.
Hey, why not
Just
why not take some flowers with you? I hope I see you
I
again.
want some flowers, alright? Hey Van, good to see you. These new muffins you asked me to put aside turned out great. Awesome, I appreciate you doing that. Can I get 2? Sure thing, I'll have them ready in just a minute. Wait a minute, Van, you don't think... You caught on, did you? Does that mean... Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I don't sense anything suspicious, but we should still be careful. Thanks for waiting. I hope you enjoy them. I really like how they turned out. We've got the muffins. We've got the muff. Good to know. Thank you for making them. Let's make our way back to the office now. Best not to waste too much time out here. Should I make my move? Catch who is tailing me. Let's do it, guys.
Where'd they go? They're just gone. How?
Got some speed on you. Gotcha!
Is everything okay, Van? Huh? How adorable.
The hell? A kid?
I can't believe I let a civilian get the better of me. You knew I was tailing you and led me here on purpose. didn't you?
Well, I knew I wasn't gonna lose you, so this was the next best thing. That was a form of active camo using shards. Same kind of thing Ramdas can do. Just works different.
You can do that with shards too? You are the real deal, huh? Actually, even realer than real. Glad I decided to come, even with what Abby said. Abby? If I recall, that means...
It's father, from a dialect in the Central East. With how fast you are and the way you're dressed, are you... Wait a minute. I think I just realized something else.
What's wrong?
How are you a Jaeger in the Kruger Corps at your age? You're one hell of a girl.
What?
So here we have our next playable character, which is Feri Al-Fayed, who will be joining our party.
I'm the eldest daughter of the warriors of Kruga's vice chief, Ferida Al-Fayed. I came here to ask for your help, Mr. Arkwright. Could we go somewhere to talk?
She's a child soldier too, but she's the good kind of child soldier, the kind that isn't brainwashed and just likes to shoot people because it's fun, okay? There's a difference in this series. This is my first time hearing about the Warriors of Kruger, so you're from just below the Ishgal Mountains in Central East.
Along the northern edge of the Central East, yeah. We see ourselves as, and live a lifestyle befitting of, warriors. We revere flames and the goddess Arusha.
Their whole tribe forms one major core that serves the rep of the whole Central East. They're very proud and value their traditions though, so they won't take on any jobs they deem immoral. And if you're surprised people stop standing with that a kid fight, well, me too.
Oh, please. I'm not a full-fledged warrior like Ubby yet, but it's nice to hear you think of me as one.
Innocent little thing, isn't she? Yeah, she strikes me as very pure of heart. So you're looking for another Jaeger Corps, is that right? One called Eisenchild? They're another famous high-ranking corps in the central Zemuria. They're working out of the free cities to the north and got a lot of former soldiers in their ranks. Fairly decent group for a Jaeger Corps too. They take care of their city's defenses and stuff. That's interesting, I didn't know there were so many different kinds of Jaeger Corps.
We've clashed against the Eisenshield a lot over the years. Our last one was around a couple weeks ago in a proxy war against them.
We saw this going on.
We eventually settled that and both sides left the battlefield. But from what I've heard, one unit of the Eisenshield's Jaegers still hasn't returned home yet.
And you're sure they didn't take on another job on the way back, right?
We're sure. The regimental commander contacted our village directly asking if we knew anything. Ubby, our vice chief, has been so worried that he's doing just about everything he can to find them.
Yeah, that's so. Sorry, I'm a little confused. Didn't you say that both of your corps fought as enemies only a couple weeks ago?
I did? Why?
It's a Jaeger thing, don't worry about it. As soon as fighting stops, it's water under the bridge for them. It's not uncommon for them to be enemies on one job and allies on the next. How unusual.
I didn't mean to confuse you, but he's right. We don't bear them any ill will. The leader of the unit that vanished has actually always been real good to me.
Really? What kind of person are they?
Her name's Ida. She's one of the most capable Jaegers in her corps. We fought as allies and as enemies a lot since I first became a warrior 2 years ago. She also teaches me all kinds of things on our off days, or when our corps train together too. It would have been easy to ignore someone as young as me, but she's been nothing but a true friend, or maybe even a sister. I already have an older brother, but if I had to picture what an older sister would be like, it'd be her.
That sounds stressful, never know who you're fighting the next day. They're all very blasé about it, the Jaeger characters in this. Like, Jaegers in this franchise don't tend to be portrayed as good or bad, they're just sort of like, almost like a neutral balancing force that everyone utilizes in certain conflicts. And they just are really chill about every aspect of it. It's just like, this is just our job, we're doing it for the money, it's okay, that kind of thing, you know?
She's very, very important to me. So of course I wanted to join in on the search party for her, but they wouldn't let me. Ubby said it was because I'm still only 13 and don't know anything outside of war and our village.
Makes sense. So that's why you came all the way to Calvin, because you couldn't give up?
That's right. I left on my own and rode on buses and trains for the first time to get here. We know that Ida's unit came through Calvert on their way home, so if they really have gone missing, the odds are they're somewhere in this country. As for why I came to you, I've heard about you from the warriors in my village.
I find it crazy that Van's reputation would go as far as another country in a place where they probably don't have, like, internet and shit. It seems fairly insane, I will say.
They told me about a Spriggan in Calvert's capital who was willing to lend an ear to even Jaegers like us. This is a lump of Argem. Will this be enough to cover your fees for helping me find Ida? Don't worry. I got this legitimately through a job.
But that's... You kidding me? A lump that big could fetch around 100,000 Mira easy. Well, we can talk money stuff later. But just be upfront, our rate's 1,000 Mira an hour, excluding other necessary expenses. I'm not in the market for a 100-hour job.
What do you...
You don't have to make it sound like you're turning her down. You're still going to help her, aren't you? Don't make it sound like an easy yes. This one seems like a little more trouble than we can afford to handle. Everything about it screams trouble, in fact. And we still got your case to work on too, so I can't just drop everything for some far-off But it's okay, because the Genesis is glowing, which means this case is related, and this is gonna be a pattern to almost every single fucking case we get in this game. What?
Huh? Your back is glowing.
What a coincidence. Great timing. My great-grandfather wrote the 8th Genesis are drawn to one another. This is the first time I've seen it react this way, and that's just happened to do so now. I wish I could chalk it up to superstition, but...
I'm not sure what's going on. It's really pretty, but what is it?
Yeah, it's just destiny, and also massive amounts of coincidence. It's a memento of my great-grandfather that has a special power, and it just might help us find Ida.
You really think so?
Easy there. I'm not going to commit to the job just yet. First, I need a better hold on the overall situation. Can you help fill in some gaps for us?
Oh, yeah, of course I can.
I don't usually have Feri in my party much because she's, like, really nice. But we're at least stuck with her for 2 acts because we need 4 party members at all times, and we don't get 5 until Act 3, so... While this certainly is a lot of useful information, it's also fragmented. It doesn't feel like it will bring us much closer to finding out what we're looking for. Unfortunately, I feel like it's only just starting to set in how big this country is. I knew it was big from looking at maps, but it didn't tell me just how many groups and forces were at work. Well, it's not one of the 2 big powerhouses of the continent for nothing. And it takes #1 spot now. We got plenty of corps with their own base here. Then we got syndicates, mafias, and other shady groups and spies from abroad lurking around every corner. I guess Ida wouldn't just have concealed identity while passing through here, which will make it even more difficult to find her. Don't worry, Van's the perfect man for the job. He has all kinds of shady connections on call around here, don't you? Just all kinds of fine blurting that out now, huh?
Well, hello, Van. I've been expecting your call.
That sounds like... This is Renee from the CID. But it was a 50-50 chance it was you. You know exactly who my next client is then, huh?
Indeed. Ferida Al-Fayed, daughter of the warriors of Kruga's vice chief. I also know she wants your help in finding a missing Jaeger corps.
How do you... I'm gonna say they've been on her ever since that she arrived in the capital. The CID's database isn't just for show. But if you know exactly what she's here for, then you probably played a part in why the corps have gone AWOL, right? Is that really true? I'd be lying if I said it isn't. We caught wind of their movements 10 days ago on their way back to the Free Cities via Calvert. As you well know, there are no laws that prohibit Jaeger Corps from entering or leaving the country. However, we in the CID make it our business to know exactly where each corps is doing while here. We also take advantage of particularly capable units to train our own Special Ops Division from time to time. Special Ops Division? Hercules, right? Heard it was given a serious overhaul after its screw up against the Empire a couple of years ago. The capabilities of each individual unit differ greatly even now, I'm afraid. All this to say, we set one of the more promising units against Ida the Flame Eater and her corps. I would note that the goal of the operation was to merely encircle her unit, not to engage in combat. And while the operation started off on the right foot, she managed to break through our lines and escape. I can't say the news came as a surprise to me, knowing the corps she was in before. Yeah, I've heard rumours. Still, this was all 10 days ago. I understand the initial trouble that happened, but she hasn't been captured since then, has she? That is correct. I'll send you our data on where we cornered her, but beyond that, I've told you all I know. Consider this my way of repaying my debt to you from the other day. I'll leave the rest to you. Hey, don't hang up on... Come on, they just had to stick their fingers in this pie, huh? So it seems. The CID is Calvert's intelligence division, so even they couldn't catch her. She's so awesome. Way to think positive, kiddo. Well, I feel like we can narrow down where she could be now. Let's review what we've got so far again. This should do it. There's various points in the game where you have to make the right decisions to gain extra bonus points and shit, but I'm not going to look it up, I'm just going to wing it. So where the CID tried and failed to corner Ida's corpse, I can remember most of them. After we eliminate where the CID's unit was, we can narrow down the escape route to 3 possible locations. Which one do you think is the most likely? With the surrounding terrain and villages, I think they return via... the answer is, I actually don't know. It's not Arashion, it's the northwest through Ored and Remferia. Nice thinking. The route will open up 2, even 4 times the options to get back home, plus it makes sense they want to go through another country to get the CID off their back. Now, they took this route here, they most likely stopped off at... Creil Village, oh hey. It's a farming village in the northwest known for its gorgeous rustic scenery. I've never been there myself, but it sounds like it rings a bell for you, Feri. It does, I just told me about it before. She says the public transportation is well built there, even though it's so rural, so it's a good spot to resupply. And that I should come visit since the scenery is so pretty and the food's so good. I see. Oh. And we got it right. What a shock! I think that settles it. Tomorrow morning we'll make for Creil. I can bet we'll find something there. You can stay up at the 3rd floor tonight, I'll give a heads up to our landlords. Okay. So that's our main story for tomorrow and the day after. We get an evening thing now, so... Oh, do we just jump ahead actually here? Do we not get evenings till later on in the game? I thought we got evenings now, but I guess not. I guess that's another time.
Wow, her truck is huge.
Oh yeah, she's a big girl.
Oh yeah, we have a truck. Which I don't have to drive in this one, thank you. Thankfully, but I will have to drive
Of the
in
4
another thing.
big car manufacturers in Calvard, Ingert's got the best rep when it comes to sports cars. This here's the best one they ever made. And I went ham tuning her up even further. You can see what I mean at the front, and in the suspension system where I've...
I can't follow a word you're saying, but it sure looks nice.
Should have known you would be able to appreciate a man's one true love. You want to tell me why women only want to date guys with rides but don't want to hear a word about said rides? Man. Careful painting all women with that excessively large brush you've got there. Even if it's true, I don't care about cars at all. Well, whatever's tuning is, I'm sure it made your truck look really cool. Just get it to be quiet before you make me cry.
What's all this whining first thing in the morning?
Oh, you're the kind people who gave us food yesterday. Hey guys, did you really come all the way out here just to see yourself?
Yeah, mostly for Agnes. And Feri, but... Van too, I guess.
Yeah, Bungie. It's gonna be a massive plot device. It's gonna be like the main plot device. Everywhere we go will be dictated by if that thing glows in this game. Oh, I heard
We
that.
also wanted to bring you this. It's got sandwiches, milk, and coffee. I'm sure you haven't had much time for breakfast this morning.
Nice, thanks. Well, you really shouldn't have. Thank you so much. And after you did so much for me yesterday too, I really don't know how to thank you.
Oh, think nothing of it. Making a guest feel welcome is what a good host does. You would do the same in your home too, wouldn't you?
Of course.
Kids your age gotta eat a lot to grow up big and strong. Keep an eye on them both. All right, Van?
Will do, and thanks for coming to see us off, Humes.
Have a safe trip.
Alright, we're off. Don't even get to do the night thing this time. So at certain points in the game, Van gets like time to go out in the city at night with only the adult characters. Which leads to some interesting scenarios.
Wow.
But I guess
it's
we don't
so
have any adult
fast.
party members yet, because these two are both technically minors. So
And it still manages to be such a smooth ride, too. I think I can see a little of why you're so proud of it, Van.
I'd really start to cry if you couldn't. We'll be out of the capital and on the northern highway in 10 or so. Then I'll show you how fast and smooth my baby can really be.
It can go even faster? Just try to keep it safe, please.
alright. Anyway. We'll do a lot of driving in this game too, between places. In some of the earlier games, there aren't even developed roads. So things have changed so much in this like world since the beginning. Still not sure you should have come along for a ride, Agnes. I know you've got 3 days off, but the new term started, didn't it? What, you got no work to do? I still want to be the only one left out. The Genesis seem to be involved in this somehow too, so it could be there's a role that only I can play. And I applied for permission to be off campus for a few days last night, so don't worry, I'm not breaking any rules. thought this through way too hard. Aramis has always been way too lax with the rules of such a big-name academy. So if you're going to such a famous academy, why are you working for Mr. Upgrade? Is it a part-time job? That's right, I've only just started though. I didn't have much to say in the matter. Farida, Van is fine. I'm getting paid for this, so you're my client. No need to be polite. But, okay, but only if you call me Feri. Sure, if that works for you. So if you're 13, then you must attend Sunday school at the temple, right? Yeah, I started senior classes this year. They're a lot harder than what I'm used to. But the temples here aren't the same as the ones I know, I think. That's right, we have churches and chapels instead, though they serve the same purpose. But there are temples for worshipping Calvin too. You got Arusha, the wind goddess in Central East, and Adios, the sky goddess in the West. They're just believed to be one and even the same if their names are different. She's even got another name if you go further east. Oh yeah, Ida told me about that. Feels like there's so much out there for me to learn. So it sounds like Ida taught you a lot. She did. Not about fighting, but about different places across the continent, what's popular in those places. I know this will sound weird after I've already asked you to find her, but I still can't believe her corps would just disappear the way it did. They're all hardened Jaegers who have always been able to handle anything thrown their way. Your friend from the CID called her the Flame Eater, didn't he? Yeah, pretty well-known name among Jaegers. They say she uses surgical precision with knives and gunfire to cut through enemy morale and momentum. She joined Eisenchild 5 years ago after her old corps disbanded, I think. Her old corps disbanded because there's some really fucked up shit in one of the other games, by the way. That sounds about right. She was in another corps.
She was. A really famous one, too. It was called Zephyr and was one of the 2 biggest Jaeger corps in the West. It was made up of a small number of combat specialists, the Jaeger King being its head, and Ida used to lead one of their units. But after the Jaeger King died 5 years ago, the whole corps fell apart. That was when she moved on to Eisenshield.
The Jaeger King was killed by a robot in one of the other games. This is also interesting. I didn't realize Jaeger Corps could have had such a rich history. Zephyr's still around, by the way, just in different form. But yeah, their rep back in the day was something else. I can't see someone who used to be with them going down easily. So you think that too? But if she's fine, then why hasn't she made contact with the rest of her corps? All this is making my head hurt. Don't worry, we'll find it for you. Those of you who are watching, who are enjoying this and paying attention, unless there's a lot of reading. The reason Ida has gone missing is going to be so shocking, I promise. It's one of the most fucked up things. If you're imagining all the different scenarios that could be why this girl's gone missing, I assure you it's one of the worst case possible scenarios that could ever happen ever under any situation. And it's so fucked. And they have absolutely no idea what they're driving into right now. And everything seems so nice. And it's so fucked. Which is a recurring theme in this. Even if she isn't in Creil, I'm sure we'll find some clue that will take us to her. The bad guys in this are like so bad. They're some of the most unpleasant characters ever.
You told us how deep your bond with her goes. That alone will surely draw the 2 of you back together. Where there's a will, there's a way. And Van and I have the will to find you a way.
You mean it? Well, thank you. I'll be counting on you both.
Thinking about it, I might have some indirect involvement with Ida 2 years back. She chose to go against her old home and help our side back then. It makes no sense that someone of her skill would go up and vanish, and with the Genesis it may be involved. God, this is all referring to other shit that we don't need to worry about at the moment. It's referring to a game called Reverie. There's going to be more to do with this than there seems. The only question whether she went out dark by her own violation. We are at Creil Village, well, we're just coming up to it anyway. Wow, the scenery here is beautiful. Everything's so green, you don't get a view like this anywhere I live. Oh, there isn't much like this near the capital either. We haven't passed another car in ages, it makes it feel like we have a whole picturesque view to ourselves. Oh, by the way, Florian, thank you for the 5 stream free. Thank you everyone who sits around for these. I really just want to start doing this once a week, and I really do appreciate all of you who are patient and listen to me. That's how it goes on an old country road. But we're making good time. If we keep going like this, we'll be there in time for lunch. Is something wrong, man? Something's not right up ahead. Might be a kid, but you're not a Kruger warrior for nothing, huh? I'm gonna pull over. Be ready to fight. Alright. Alright. escalate quickly here. That bus has been surrounded by monsters. Wolves, I count 6, 7, and 8. I hate working for free. You can't say that. How can you stand by when there are people in danger? I know. Watch yourself if you want to pitch in. You in or out,
What
Feri?
do you think? I'm in.
So Feri
It's
is
a
our
rifle
rest
blade
range
used in our
fighter.
core. I'll use it to keep both of you safe. Now, may Arusha watch over us!
Okay then, let's do this. I guess another reason that I don't use Feri much is she's replaced pretty quickly by Rosette, who is a better fighter than
Commencing
her
battle.
and is good at range
Charge
and
attack
melee.
available.
All right.
Activating skill.
Have some more!
There we go! Perfect chance!
Like hell you are!
A chance!
A chance!
Activating skill.
Have some more!
Perfect chance!
For those of you who
Boost
didn't
would
see
work
this
here.
as well, we are playing this game on the evil route,
Let's keep
which we have
moving
not.
ahead.
Sorry, the chaos route, not evil, chaos. Which we have barely put a dent in yet, but we will put some considerably larger dents in coming up. Some of the
Unleashing
changes
sharp
that we make.
strike. Activating
A
skill.
particularly disturbing one in this chapter that we can make to change our alignment. It doesn't affect the game's ending, it affects who your allies are as the game progresses, and who the final group that joins the party is in this
All
game.
you on, yes?
Activating skill.
Here's some extra!
Activating skill.
Sucker!
I won't stop the enemy now. Wanna clear him out? We're down! We can win it!
Activating skill.
There we go!
A chance!
Use a shard boost to attack their weakness with the
Activating skill.
I'll turn the game down, sorry.
Take this!
Boost gauge limit broken.
Let me turn the game sound down. There we go. That's probably a bit better. That was the last of them. Not bad. I already know how good Van is, but I'm amazed at how fast you are, Feri. Are all warriors of Creil like that? No way, I'm still a rookie. Most of them are much better than me. And your arts were awesome, Agnes. So is your staff. Oh, thank you. It's called an Orbital Staff, and come on now. Wish I knew what it was like up with these monsters. It was almost like, oh, you three over there. Are you okay? We really owe you one. We had to pull over because of engine trouble, and the next thing we knew, we are surrounded. I have to say, you got some incredible combat skills. What are you, braces? Nah, just ordinary passers-by. You work for West Calvert Transport, right? Let me give you my card. Arkwright Solutions? I'm just a guy who helps people with their problems, not affiliated with the Bracer Guild. Even open to fighting monsters and stuff like I did just there for a price. Van? Hate to come across like this, but you would be screwed without us, right? So if you could let your company know that and have them foot the bill, that would be great. What? But the police or guild would never... Well, we ain't cops or bracers, and you can't keep the light on us with a thank you. Lights on without a thank you, sorry. Not trying to scam you, I want a fair price for our services. We'll even escort you to town to finish the job. Wouldn't imagine you're in a rush to get attacked again on the road, are you? You got me there. This is so inappropriate. I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think it's inappropriate at all. Whether it's the water we drink or the security to see we're safe from harm, nothing in life is free. I suppose so. I wonder if everyone from the Central East has such a practical mindset. No, it's because she's a fucking mercenary. She's literally the same as Van in terms of, like, her, like, moral compass. Alright, then, we'll hire you to take us down to Creil. And as soon as we arrive, I'll find my boss. Sounds like a plan? Come on, you two, back in the truck. Okay. Alright. Okay.
I wasn't expecting that to be how this ended.
So this is probably one of the most horrible characters in this entire series here. And we'll see why very shortly. But for now, he's just going to be mint-haired man on the bus. I wasn't expecting that to be how this ended.
That young man's most certainly caught my attention.
Like, he's in top 5 across these 13 games for how unpleasant he is. Like, we're talking about, like, super duper, super evil, super evil.
Well now, isn't this a lovely village? It's like an idyllic painting. Rolling hills amidst clear streams, a windmill turning with the wind, and a touch of Middle Ages architecture. The white flowers we saw in the wheat field were beautiful as well. They were buckwheat flowers, weren't they?
Minhair loves that shirt too much to replace it.
Listen, Phoenix, he's got a aesthetic of... I don't really know what his aesthetic is. It's like deranged twink, I feel his aesthetic is.
Good eye. Fun fact, the village uses them in their specialty dish, galette.
Oh, I've heard of those. Ida always says they make for a perfect lunch treat. I'm excited to finally visit this place.
Anyway, that bus is gonna be out of commission for a while,
thank you,
so
Jacob.
why don't we grab some grub?
I would like to get 20 subs today for the streak. It's a long stream. It's not just this. We're gonna take a break to play some horror Murky Divers in the middle of the stream, and then finish up with another hour of this. So yeah, while we're chowing down, we can ask if Ida's unit dropped by here. Sound good? If you do enjoy this weave shit and you want me to keep doing it, support on the streams obviously helps me, allows me to keep doing that. You know. Yeah. Then let's go inside, shall we? Wow, this egg is amazing, and the buckwheat has a pleasant fragrance. I think buckwheat sounds gross, by the way. Even the side vegetables are delicious. I will say the food in this reminds me of like Ghibli food. Like, it always looks pretty good. Montmartre has Creil's buckwheat too, but it's no surprise that it tastes even better here. Wait, they have orange and blackcurrant galettes on the menu? Hell yeah, I'm so ordering those. I think I'll do the same. I'll have some of those too. Maybe I'll order seconds and thirds. Sounds like you're all enjoying yourselves. Galettes are the pride of our village. No one makes them quite like us, so make sure you savor the flavor. And while you're at it, why don't you try some of the other items on the menu? We have vegetables, galettes, smoked salmon, and seasonal fruits. Oh, and you'll definitely want to try our desserts. We serve some of the best caramel and ice cream you'll ever have. So many choices. Is it bad that I want to order one of everything? You got caramel and ice cream? I'll take 10 of each. Wait, hang on. We didn't come here to drown ourselves in food. We came to ask some questions. You work here a lot, right? Of course, my parents own the place. You say the people on the bus. Well, fire away. I'll gladly answer any question you have. Cool. So I need you to think back about 10 days ago. Did any shady-looking people happen to stop by here? 10 days ago? I don't know if I can remember that far. Wait, actually, yes, there was a group of Jaegers staying around here then. I knew it. If you don't mind me asking, how did you know they were Jaegers? Did their attire give it away? Or did the fucking reams of guns they were carrying give it away? Oh no, they were all wearing casual clothes. I just know a Jaeger when I see one. Our village is near the border of a few countries, so we get patrons like them from time to time. But as long as they pay their bills and don't cause trouble, they're just as welcome here as any other guests. I suppose that's fair. The village is probably treated as a buffer zone between Jaegers. Bracers are always buzzing around like flies, and there's a police station. I've got a question for you. Was there a woman with that group of Jaegers? Thank you, Bunchy, for 10. Holy shit, thank you. Yes, I remember there being one. I believe she was the leader. She had dark green hair tied back in a ponytail. Honestly, I thought she looked really cool. Yep, that's Ida, alright. Sounds like we're on the right track. Do you know what happened to them after that? Like, did they say where they were headed, for example? Normally, I wouldn't share that kind of information, and out of respect for their privacy, but since you know them, I don't mind sharing what I know. They stayed here for one night and left first thing in the morning. I don't know where they were going, though, and I haven't seen them since. Wait, no, that isn't quite right. What do you mean? Have you seen one of them recently? Yes, I think so, actually. I'm pretty sure I saw the same woman 3 days ago. For real? So that means she's still in the village? I think that's doubtful, honestly. It was also pretty dark when I saw her, so I might have been wrong. I didn't see any of her Jaeger friends either. You know, the more I talk about it, the more I realize I might have been totally mistaken. Sorry for getting your hopes up. Don't be sorry, it's still a lead worth investigating. We should ask around town, see if someone else caught sight of her too. You're a big help. I'll order one of the sweeter galettes later as thanks. I'll hold you to that. I won't pry into your business, but I hope you enjoy your stay in our village. Alright gang, it's info gathering time. The goal is to determine if Ida was really here 3 days ago. If luck's on our side, we'll have some good information in no time. Fingers crossed. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Again, not spoilers, but you can talk to everyone in these villages and towns in this game, and they all have something worthwhile to saying in their own stories and interactions that they will have throughout the game that are worth doing, right? However, I'm not going to be doing that, otherwise it'll be a really fucking long playthrough.
That huge thing's turning just from the wind? I've never seen one of these up close in person before.
But there's certain things here that if you chat to different side characters like this kid and stuff, it makes things so much worse later on in the context of the game, of the things that are going to happen in this village. So, yeah. But for now, we'll just assume everything's fine and there isn't an incredibly dangerous psychopath on the bus that just arrived here, and everything's fine and normal and nothing bad's going to happen whatsoever,
Come
okay?
and see if you'd like.
Got a side quest here. Pardon me, I've heard you take jobs like bracers. I've got a bit of a problem, I need some help. Can you hear me out? Sure, but bear in mind I ain't a bracer, I do a job if I feel like it. And I charge more than they do, you good? Of course, just as long as the price is still reasonable. Easy, doubt I need to charge you too much, it'll just depend on how complicated the job is. Thank you. I've been trying to make soba noodles. Okay, I'm gonna skip through this quest. This is incredibly boring. I'm gonna do it because we need to unlock a recipe which will help us get a massive buff in combat. But this quest is just us learning a recipe and then cooking it. and it's so fucking boring. So I'm just gonna blast through it in about 2 minutes, so we never have to think about it again. Is that alright with everyone? Thank you guys. I'm glad you gave me your approval. We're just gonna blast through so we unlock the recipe, because I don't really give a fuck about these recipe quests. They're really fucking boring. We have to remember the right order to cook things, but I think I already know it anyway, so it's fine. Okay, we're gonna be geniuses, okay?
Commencing mission.
Feast from the East. Basically, we just have to grill people about the way certain ingredients are cooked and gather certain ingredients, and then we'll just make it. Blah, 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 blah. She's gonna be like, different buckwheat wheatles need different types of things, and the aroma of the buckwheat is a really important thing. And you won't be able to use the right buckwheat unless you pick the buckwheat with the right aroma. I'm summarizing what they say. I've done this quest. This is the 4th time I've done this quest, so I know it pretty well. Watch me completely fuck it when it comes to cooking it, but in principle, I know it pretty well. So I pressed the wrong button now.
Can we talk?
Blah 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 blah. He's gonna tell us about like seafood and shit or some stuff, something like that. He's talking about like the common Eastern ingredients for like a stew or some shit. He's the mayor, by the way. Mayor Wang. He told us what sort of ingredients we need so we can grab some of these, blah blah blah. And we got some spices. Ta-da. Brilliant. Excellent. We got horseradish, actually, not spices. I was completely wrong, but still, horseradish. Does anyone like horseradish sauce? I always find it a bit too much, like a bit overpowering. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not my thing, I feel, a lot of the time. Alright. Now we go back here. We're gonna move to the kitchen now and cook the dish. And Mayor Weng is gonna come and help us as well, because he loves his stuff. Right, I'm gonna probably fuck this, but let's see what happens. Alright. I'm gonna try and do this from memory. I'll probably make it wrong. I think I want to buck the trend. So we're doing 80% buckwheat. On the sauce, we're going to go with shrimp. Ah, we did it. God, I'm such a fucking genius, guys. It's almost like I did this so many times that I remember the order of things that I need to put in the food. Oh, I made it a bit spicy, but it's meant to be, so don't worry.
Mission accomplished. Great job, you guys.
Yeah, we did it 100% correct, and we got the money in reward. We get lore plus for doing that quest. No idea why. I've no idea why that adds to the lore. Sometimes you'll just like help someone pay their medical bills, and you'll get like plus 50 chaos. Hello. And you're like, why? I don't understand. Anyway, we need to buy a few things here.
So long.
Take as long as you need.
For those who don't remember, if you buy all the foods and eat all the foods, that gives you a massive bonus to your stats.
I'll be waiting for you.
The game, so we can also cook recipes here. We can cook a chocolate sable, which we learned how to make before.
I hope you like it.
In the other games, you had to like have every single character cook the food, right? You had to have every character cook the different foods in the game until you found the one that was good at cooking that particular food, and then you only then would you get it right, which was really annoying. In this one, everyone just cooks the food they're good at, and it's fine. Anyway, let's talk to Hunter here. Just got back from a hunt. I've heard the news. You're telling me monsters attacked a bus? Yeah, it was rolling by the village. It just got jumped. We fought them off, though. No injuries. Good, good. They were lucky to have you there. Something about the monster rubs me the wrong way. I noticed the monsters were acting all sorts of weird on my hunts. Oh, you've seen them firsthand? What specifically was strange about them? So I run into these packs of wolves around the village sometimes. I've noticed them getting more territorial recently. I can't really call it violence or aggression, though. It feels like something else. So the monsters are on edge? Or otherwise acting up. Edge? That's what I'm noticing. It doesn't feel like anger. It feels like fear. I don't know what could be rattling them so hard though. They haven't been causing trouble until now. Watch yourselves, guys. Don't mean to nag you though. Doubt you need me to remind you. Oh, by all means, thank you for warning us. Take care of your hunts. So Van, does that mean? Maybe. We don't know for sure the wolves that hounded the bus were acting the same way. All we know is it could have been something else. But that's a good guess. So the animals around here are all pissing themselves for some reason. I wonder what could possibly be causing that. So you're the guys who saved those passengers? You have my thanks. No problem. Mind if I ask a few questions? Trying to look into the attack myself. I see. I appreciate your help, but I'm not sure I want to get wrapped up in the whole situation. Oh, you'll be fine. Real jiffy, I promise. What does that even mean? A full disclosure, we're acting on the authority of a certain intelligence department. We're lying that we're in the CID for info. You don't mean the CID? Let's just say I got the big boys on speed dial. I mean, he's not lying about that if he's best friends with one of the people in the CID, but still. What is he talking about? He's very good at stretching the truth. He's not technically lying, but... Well, I suppose it won't kill me. What do you want to ask? Right, so we're looking into this band of Jaegers that blew through town 10-ish days ago. We're thinking they might have come back recently. You seen anything that fits that description? Yeah, I do recall bumping into a shady-looking woman roiting around here. She was in the area alone on patrol 3 nights ago. I saw her the following night. That has to be her. You said she was alone? She was. I found that strange myself. And she only showed up at night. Made her even more suspicious. I see. Do you know what her motive might have been? I can't say for certain. None of the villagers reported assault or stolen goods at the time. And it's not unheard of for Jaegers to stop here for supplies. I don't see any criminal intent in her behaviour, suspicious though it was. Fair enough, I guess she stands out just by being a Jaeger, even if she ain't causing trouble. What we do know now is that she came back twice, well after her unit came through. Alright. Welcome. Oh, you're the travellers I heard about. Can I help you? Anything you need done with your ordnance? Maintenance, maybe? Just leave it to me. I'm no greenhorn, despite what the boss says. Thanks, we might hit you up in a bit, but right now I want to ask questions. You recall seeing a band of Jaegers come by around 10 days ago? Jaegers, yeah. I think I saw the boss talking to this Jaeger-looking girl. That would have been, what, the night before last, I'm pretty sure? I'm guessing she needed work done on her weapon or some supplies. I think it might have been something else. She asked to borrow our truck, so I think she was doing some hauling that night? Hauling what? I don't know. Yeah, that's odd, coming out alone under the cover of darkness just to haul stuff around. I know, right? It made me awfully curious. At the time I thought, like, maybe she needs some tools or equipment or something. Maybe for fixing up their guns or other stuff. Good to know, thanks. The people at the inn said she came here 3 days ago, but then she came back the following night because she talked to the factory boss the night before last.
All right, let's go monster hunting. To the highway we go.
What do you need?
We're going to upgrade our weapons here, buy new ones for each character, and then we're going to use materials to upgrade each of them. You might buy... Oh, actually, I just bought the heat sling without needing to buy it. Fuck! Okay, we don't need to buy those. And our gender-specific armor is much better than what they have here. We're just strengthening them.
There you go.
Shouldn't we talk to some more people before we head out?
Nah, we've gotten every scrap of info they have to give.
I feel like Van is often very dismissive of really important shit. Like, I feel like if we talked here longer, it would potentially stop some absolute fucking chaos happening later. Thief, he stole my bike, the bastard! Are you alright there? Yeah, I'm okay. This guy came walking up just me now. Middle-aged, but I couldn't really catch his face. He muttered something about needing to get away in a hurry, and then he nicked my bike! Son of a... It's more than a bike to me. He's gonna pay for this. That's just incorrigible. Van, we should give chase. But wait, wouldn't this count as a job? Do we need to get an agreement first? Feri gets it! Normally this be police work. Normally. But who knows how long their response time might be. We're right here and they're not. Yo, got a sec? We're a group called Arkwright Solutions. I can get your bike back for a price. What kind of price? Oh, you're the ones who saved the bus from those monsters, aren't you? Then yes, please, I'll hire you. That bike means the world to me. We've crisscrossed the whole country together on my fishing trips. If you can catch up to him and get it back, then I'll pay you whatever you want. I don't have much, but I won't have anything without my bike. Let's then. Well, let's think about scouring the highway anyway. Convenient little excuse we've got here. Let's hit the road, gang. Might be able to catch him on foot. Okay, we will be able to catch him on foot.
Time to start working.
A burgled bicycle is our side quest as we head into the field. The road's surrounded by natural beauty and the air is crisp and fresh. It's too bad the monsters here are spoiling such lovely scenery. On the plus side, they don't seem as riled up as they did when they attacked the bus. As long as we don't go out of our way to provoke them, I don't think that'll be a problem. I agree, just be aware that could change at any moment. I don't think enough time's passed since the bus incident for us to let our guards down. Let's stay alert. We will. We're gonna kill everything on the fucking highway to level up, guys. Okay?
Right.
I'm on it.
There is absolutely no reason not to kill everything here. It's just really good experience, and it means it'll make it a lot easier later on, because we're going to have some pretty challenging boss fights as this chapter goes on. So, pretty soon as well. We're going to be getting into the the weeds pretty soon with some very shady people. I will say, there's like a weird lag on this on PC. Like, it feels really... Compared to playing this on PS5 Pro, there's something a little bit off. It's like the weapons feel floaty, is the best way I can describe it in this version. Like, I played this on Switch, PS5, and PC, right? It definitely runs better on PC than it does on Switch, because it runs like absolute fucking arse on Switch. But, on PC, like, compared to the PS5 version, this version's like, just a bit weird. It's not like game-breaking, it's just weird, is the best way I can describe it. Like, I don't really know what's causing it.
A boost would work here.
It's just not quite as fluid as it could be, which isn't really that big a deal for something that becomes turn-based quite quickly, but...
Nice job, Agnes.
Brace yourself. Unleashing Shark Spread. Activating skill.
So, what's the verdict?
Nice.
Find
Oh,
anything
this is so
strange?
fucking...
You're a true
This game is so easy on normal
searching
difficulty, what the
anyway.
fuck?
Let's try searching around just a little more.
Brace yourself.
Nice. That went great.
You kick butt, Van.
By the way, I played this game for one stream this week, right? And I already got an email from the people who make it asking if I'll cover other stuff from them and things like that. Because they're quite like a small niche company, right? And it was really good. It was really awesome to get that. I was like, oh my god, this is really fucking cool.
A boost would work here.
Sucker.
A chance.
Have some more.
I guess they look up people who are playing their games on Twitch. I mean, I played East. These guys make East as well, right? And a lot of people really like. I feel like East is probably more mainstream than this though, by quite a large margin. Like, I think more people have heard of East than they have this.
Let's chance to start shards. A chance.
Sucker.
A boost would work here.
Hey, that one felt pretty good.
You did perfect, Feri.
I watching you fight isn't too boring, but I obviously am gonna. If we ever, for any JRPG we play, I'm gonna have to kill shit at some point to a certain degree. Like, there's one area where I'm gonna grind a few levels out, but it isn't for a few more chapters. There's just one area in this game that makes it easier.
All you, Agnes.
Here's some extra. A perfect chance.
Brace yourself.
I'm glad you like it.
Limiter unlocked.
Powered up.
I'm excited about getting to the story opening up, which it will do really soon, to the more unpleasant aspects of it, and the more unpleasant characters. But I feel this series does villains so good,
Activating skill.
right?
Boost gauge limit broken.
I feel like some of the bad characters in this franchise overall are probably some of the best evil characters of all time. Like, I genuinely feel that way about them. And some of them are in this game. Not all of them, but some of them are in this game.
That looks like a nice chest.
I would say the evil lineup in this game is definitely, like, pretty awesome in terms of characters that people will find interesting, at least.
Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
I feel like sort of like the chaotic group as well, like the dark characters without being evil, like we'll have later on in the party, like Shizuna and Ren are probably two of my favorite characters of all time.
Work best on this enemy.
And they're not like super evil, they're just like, they're not even evil, they just like to kill things. You know, everyone likes to kill things, right? Like, they're motivated by things that most people aren't motivated by, I guess is probably the best way of putting it. But they're not necessarily evil,
Certain
because they
odds
will
will be
help
more
us.
effective.
Go all out. I'm ready.
Chance.
Use a shark.
That all you got?
Get the upper hand.
Bring it on.
I was out of range of this fucking thing, it's like a waste of turn fucking defending.
A chance.
Have some more.
Hey.
Alright, we need to kill everything on the road, only a few fights left.
Show them what you're really capable of. Unleashing shark spread.
You got this.
Activating. Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
By the way, if time the screen goes black like that, it's because I'm doing a special move and I'm skipping the cutscene for it. I'll show. Actually, I haven't shown Feri's special move properly yet, so I guess I'll do that on pause in a minute. Because I want to show everyone the S-Craft. Because I think they're really cool. I just skip them because I'm spamming them. I like the special moves in this series so much. I spent hours the other day watching a video montage of every single S-Craft from every single game for every single character in order. There's over 120 of them.
Activating skill.
This is Feri's S-Craft, which is Ignis Rampage.
You're finished. Ignis. Rampage.
Boost gauge limit broken.
Some of the bigger enemies will survive the S-Crafts, unfortunately. And that will be like a recurring pattern.
I can live with this.
Looks like a jack job on this.
Gotcha. We can win right now.
My favorite S-Crafts, Darko, seeing as you know the series a bit more. I mean, I love Ren's Reaper Raid, which I think is the coolest S-Craft in the whole thing. But I also like Nadia's Teddy Bear Rampage, and I like the Oathbreaker's Demon Door. They're all really fucking cool. Which I think all of them are in this game, in some form. Yeah, they all are in this game, depending on the route you take anyway.
Hit him fast, Feri. Have some more.
I guess, no, we won't see Demon Door because we won't have to fight the Oathbreaker if we take the Chaos route, because he'll just be hanging around with us, unfortunately. You see it in Daybreak 2 shitloads anyway. Alright, that's every enemy dead on the road. Alright, here we go. Do you think this man's stolen bicycle? That's what I got my month on. I wasn't sure it'd be... I sure wasn't here when we passed by in the truck. I forgot how to speak then. It looks to be partially damaged, but at least we can recover it for him. Now I'm curious what happened to the man who stole it. Yeah, the owner told us the thief said he mentioned needing to run away from something, didn't he? Then why would he just discard it here? I'm guessing something happened that they weren't counting on. This might be a peaceful area, but there's still monsters around. It ain't hard to guess what could have happened. That sounds like a wolf howling. I can sense a bunch of monsters around a single point a little ways away. Do you think the bicycle thief is under attack? Could well be. Let's get a move on the right direction we heard the howl from. Think we need to speak with the thief before we can call this case closed. Let's hurry.
Boost gauge fully replenished.
I just killed everything on the highway in 7 minutes, by the way, with the high speed mode. Well, this is some mess. Looks like they're fighting over who gets to eat him. Huh, who are you? Oh, like I care who you are. Just help me, please. They came at me all of a sudden. They're gonna have me for... Keep your voice down. You'll provoke them. Are you okay? Not more wolves. There's something off about them. Oh, half the wolves ran away. Looks like the other half aren't gonna back down so easy, though. Something's really got them in a frenzy. Look how red their eyes are. I want to know what happened to make them this way, but they aren't gonna wait for us to find out. At least we don't have to deal with many of them as I thought. Let's do this.
I'll take you on. Bring it on.
There we go.
There's absolutely no reason not just to spam Vandalize right here and just fucking kill him quickly.
Limiter unlocked. Engaging shield.
So, the character that you use the most for the chapter will get Employee of the Month as their reward at the end of the chapter, and that boosts their stats significantly. Ideally, everyone gets Employee of the Month once, including Van, which you can do over the course of the game. That takes care of them. Oh, I apologize if I'm wrong, but did you recently steal a bike? If you did, we'd like to ask you a few questions. Yeah, that's me. Go ahead. I'm not going to try and fight you. Oh, what was that? Between the wolves that attacked the bus and the ones we just had to fight, something's definitely not right out here. It's like they're being controlled by fear, but I can't lay a finger on it. Are you alright, Van? We still haven't questioned our suspect. Alright! We're Arkwright Solutions. We're here on behalf of the guy who had his bike stolen. We managed to recover it, but I don't think just getting that back is going to satisfy our client. Why'd you steal it all? Come on, fess up. But don't play dumb with me. There's no way you're here on behalf of that guy. You came to Creil to shake some mirror out of me, didn't you? What are you talking about? Do you know him, Van? Nope, never met him before. What's going on? What? That's what I want to know. Then you're not a debt collector from the companies I owe money to? Really? Nope, we're Arkwright Solutions, like I said. I'm not going to say we never do debt collection work, but we haven't been asked to come for you, that's for sure. Oh, adios, what a relief. I did all that for nothing. I said that adios there, it's adios. So the reason you stole that bicycle was because you assumed Van was a debt collector and wanted to run away from him? Yeah, I borrowed a lot of money from a bunch of different places over the years. It's gotten to the point where I'm too deep in to get out. So I figured my only hope was to flee abroad, but that's how I ended up on that bus. But I saw you as soon as we arrived in Creil, and I could tell you were a pro. I was convinced you had to be someone who came to collect my debts. After that, I was looking for an opportunity to flee away as far as possible. And when that opportunity presented itself, you stole some guy's bike and rode off, only to get surrounded by monsters immediately after. Well, I'm glad we're able to clear up that misunderstanding. How about we go back to the village for now? There's no guarantee that more monsters won't come for us, and we need to return the bike to its owner. I think that's a good idea. Don't try and run away from us again, you hear? I won't. I doubt I could escape from you guys even if I wanted to. Then off we go. Alright, we cleared out this entire area. This is the only optional combat area in this chapter. The main dungeon is the only other combat area, which we'll be doing really soon. Probably even going to start it before I get to Murky Divers, because we've got like 50 minutes there before I swap to that for a bit. But yeah. By the way, I do apologize if I like fangirl out too much at various points. I just like this so much. Like, oh, I missed a chest. If you're wondering why I can see the chest on the map, oh fuck, I missed it. Hey, is everyone alright? Carl, I didn't expect you to leave the village. You really were sweating over the bike, huh? Though I'd be the same if it was my truck, so I can't say I don't get how you feel. I got a device that detects the chest, quipped. I think that about sums up how all that happened. Your bike is now officially back in your hands, even if it's a little worse for wear. Thank you so much, I'm just happy to have it back. I'm glad we're able to help you. Alright, I need to ask about how much you charge. Hope you've got enough to cover your costs. If it'll cost more than 20,000 Mira, I might need to pay in installments. We don't charge anywhere near that. We're not here to rip you off. We're a little more expensive than Bracer Guild, but we only charge for time spent and necessary expenses. Well, what a relief. You clearly really are as good at what you do, so I thought you'd charge an arm and a leg. I'll make sure to wire you the money later. Right, but it's time to talk about what to do with our friend here. How do you want us to handle this? If you've got any requests, we're all ears. I really am sorry for stealing it. It was all just a stupid misunderstanding on my part. I know. How about I pay these guys in your place? It might take me a while to gather the money, though. So please give a guy a break. Well, if he means what he says, it's in my heart to forgive him. Feels like he shouldn't get off completely scot-free after stealing someone's property, though. Do you have any good ideas on what to do? So this is a moral choice. Oh no. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I know how we'd handle it in the Warriors, but I know it's not the same here. How about we have him How about we have him sign some kind of legally binding document? I suspect there's an even better way of handling this, though. We're dealing with a guy who's already on the run from his debts. If we go soft on him, he's not going to take this seriously. One option is to hand him to the authorities and do this by the book. Kind of bugs me to leave the client's bike damaged too. That's not fair on him. Maybe we could have the thief worker in town to raise the money to repair it. So we can turn him in or put him to work. We're going to put him to work, which is the evil or grey choice here. So we're going to do that. Normally I'd say we should hand him over to the authorities. I can't foresee any decision in this game where we're going to hand anyone over to the authorities, by the way, in this playthrough. But how does this make him pay for the bike's repairs? How about making him pay for the bike's repairs? You know, I don't have that kind of mirror, right? Or any at all, for that matter. Sure, that's why you'll be working in the village to earn it. What? That does sound good. That way I'll have time to reflect on what he did and I won't have to shell out Mira for repairs. But I feel like I'll be causing trouble for the people here with that solution. I'll help smooth things over with him, don't worry. Oh, and don't even think of using this as a chance to escape. If you try that, I'll contact the cops or those debt collectors you got and you'll never be able to go out in public again. I guess this is how things gotta be, but I never should have stolen that bike. We should make our way back to the village now then. Are you aiming for a particular route on your playthrough, Darko? Hey, you guys. Did you have business outside the village? Yeah, we got it all wrapped up now. How's the bus? Well, it's nothing that can't be fixed, but it'll take us the rest of the day to get it up and running. Thankfully, my supervisors were understanding. They said we can head back tomorrow morning. Still, I'm sorry about the whole situation. You said you were headed to some country called Remifere? I don't know how to say that. Yeah, and it's not exactly a stone's throw away from here. And I really don't want to make the trip at night, so we had to make lodging arrangements for all the passengers. Oh really? How'd you work that out? I didn't think the inn had enough rooms for everyone. We actually have a village hall where people can stay in an emergency. I'm letting the passengers stay there tonight free of charge. That's really nice of you. I'm sure they're all breathing a sigh of relief. Yeah, we owe him big time and our company isn't able to let the debt go unpaid. Speaking of which, they also agreed to pay you too. They'll wire you the mirror. Hey, thank you Ghost Blue for the gift sub to Stephanos. So you're going for like good or grey or chaos? Because they're the three outcomes you'll get in Act 5. You can be completely balanced over your stats, but whatever one you could, if you have any of the ranks over 3, you choose what route you take in Act 5. But you have to choose one. Heck, they might have already done it by now. Nice. Appreciate the businessman, and if you never find yourself in another jam, just give us a ring. Oh yeah, there's something else I wanted to run by you. And what might that be? Van informed the mayor about the bicycle theft and asked if the culprit could perform community service in Creil to pay for its repairs. Thrilled to have an extra working pair of hands, the mayor accepted and went with them to speak to the inn's owner, Ben, about employing Nathan there. Ben was all too happy to approve the plan unless Nathan began to stint as a janitor, where he would do menial chores for many weeks.
All in a day's work.
Oh, that's Healer's route, the grey route. You can't get Chaos here at all, by the way. We only got Grey. So those numbers, you can get all of them to 5 in one playthrough if you make the right decisions. And what that does is unlock different spells and abilities for Van in the final battles, which make things easier. So it's good to have a balance anyway. But at one point, you'll have to make a moral choice about which route is your favorite route, essentially, which dictates your allies for the finale. Alright, we're making headway in our investigation. We now know for sure that Ida was here 3 days ago. Not only that, but she was also spotted the following day. We also learned the monsters around here are acting strange. Don't know what to make of that yet. I feel like puzzle pieces are coming together, but we're still a few short of the full picture. We'll worry about that later though. It's time for us to head back to the inn. What, we're staying here? There's no way Ida is still in the village. Shouldn't we be out there looking for her? Not tonight. There's no telling where she might have gone. I'm not about to go on a wild goose chase. She could be in Remeferia, Ored, North Highlands, the list goes on. Besides, I'm catching a whiff of something and it ain't galettes. Something is really fishy here. What do you mean exactly? You talking about monsters? Well, yeah, they're part of it. Anyway, you gotta be prepared to head back to the capital tomorrow, Agne, with or without us. I know, I'll take a look at the bus schedule soon. But first, we should check in at the inn. Good idea, the passengers aren't staying there, so you should have an open room or two. Well, here we are. I'm sorry we didn't have more than one room for you all. Oh no, that's on us. We should have thought to book 2 rooms in advance. Those beds look super comfy. It's like they're inviting me to climb in and curl up and conk out. We're thinking about eating at around 7. I'll have one of those sweet galettes. Coming right up, I'll make sure you get the finest we have. In the meantime, please make yourself comfortable. It's not like we had any choice, besides Feri's here too, so it'll be fine. Yes, totally fine. She's embarrassed that she's sharing a room with Van, by the way. You okay, Agnes? Are you feeling a little under the weather? No, I'm perfectly fine. Never been better. Anyway, the plan's to gather a bit more information before dinner, right? Then there's no time to waste. Let's drop our luggage and head back to work. Okay, should we start with the old guy at the store? Sure, sounds good.
Reward deposited.
So we can now tune in reports interim and get rewards in the middle of a chapter rather than just at the end, but there's literally no point in doing that unless you're desperate for a certain item, which
take as long as you
ideally you shouldn't be at any point.
I'll be waiting for you.
I will say something as well. This game has some this series of games, because it doesn't really fully go into it till the next game. It has some interesting stuff about gender as well. I will say that, which I think is quite good.
You guys hear that?
Sounds like whistling?
Oh no. I
think it's coming from northwest of here.
This is bad. Whistling bad, okay? But we'll worry about that in a minute. I'm going to skip through this again. This is a little side quest where we have to find a lost cat. It's going to take me about a minute to do. Oh, do we have to, like, actually wait to do this? Or can I not just ask them? I have to wait a little bit first. Oh, well. Excuse me, can we ask you about something? Do you remember any of the Jaegers buying supplies from when they came into town 10 days ago? I do, in fact. It was the week before last, a whole band of them, and they bought all kinds of things. Then their leader came by. She was a real beaut. Now you mentioned it, I remember seeing a woman of that description when I came back from a delivery run. That was 3 days ago, I want to say, right towards closing time. Really? What did she buy? If we know what she bought, we might have to find a motive. Now, what did I get for her? If I remember, what was it? I can see her pretty little face, but what did she... Gramps, don't you have your ledger? The record should be there. Oh, yes, of course. Let me check it for you. Oh, blast it. Just too small for these old eyes. Man's on the wrong side of retirement age. You're the one who wrote it, for crying out loud. I'll read it. The group from 10 days ago, there wasn't anything out of the ordinary in there, just your run-of-the-mill supplies. But the captain says she bought wire. Lots of it. Camp boundary, maybe? Battle lines? Why would she go out of her way to buy wire in the middle of a retreat, though? And this was during her first stop in the village, not the second. This might be important. One more question. She buy anything else? Rations, ammo, stuff like that? Nope, just the wire. Nothing, huh? Thanks for the info. This will help a lot. Give Victor my best, yeah? Alright, let's see who's fucking whistling. Unfortunately. Well, we know. We're gonna know. Mint-haired man. Who definitely doesn't have a name. Is gonna be doing the whistling.
Oh? How long have you been standing there?
God. Not long. We're sorry if we disturbed you. We were just entranced by your song. I feel like I've heard that melody somewhere before. Your voice is soothing. Are you like a master musician or something?
I'd hardly call myself a master, but your praise is most appreciated. I recognize you. You're the dashing heroes from Edith who saved us from those vicious wolves.
Oh, you're on that bus?
Indeed. I had a front row seat to the performance, and what a marvelous performance it was.
God, it's weird to hear him in English. Melchior the Traveler.
By the by, my name is Melchior. I am but a humble traveling bohemian.
So full
a
of shit.
lone wanderer of the world whose only compass is his heart. My heart guided me to a bus at the Messeldom port, and it took me all the way through the capital before stopping here.
You travelled all the way here from Messeldom? That's quite the roundabout journey. I'm a teensy bit jealous, mister. Travelling the world sounds like lots of fun.
Alas, it does not put food on the table. I must stop for work on occasion to keep my howling stomach at bay. I do not have the luxury of purchasing first-class vehicles like yours. I envy you, my spiky-haired friend.
Thanks. I may have got a use, but she's a great partner to me. Let's steer away from the topic of cars for a sec. Where have you been all day? We didn't see you when you made your rounds earlier. Did you go wandering off somewhere? Excellent guess. The hills outside the village piqued my interest, so I took a quick hike out there. You took a quick hike all the way out there? I hope you didn't have any run-ins with monsters along the way. Not at all. I've been travelling for some time now, so I've acquired something of a sixth sense for danger. As a result, it was an uneventful trip in that regard. I did manage to see something truly wonderful, though. Is that right? There's a large ruin made of stone pillars, you see. It dates back to ancient Sumerian civilization. It's likely from the same age as the ruins in Nord. Evidently, a 10-arc tall statue was excavated from the area 20 years ago, too. Sadly, the church got their grimy hands on it, and it hasn't been seen since. It's such a pity. Tourists would have flocked to this village had it remained. Still, I doubt Creil's any trouble attracting tourists. I mean, look at it. It's gorgeous. Not to change the subject, I wanted to ask you something. Did you see anyone you were over by the hills? I can't say I did, no. There were no other living beings in sight. Gotcha. Well, thanks anyway. Oh yeah, I should mention the bus isn't going to be leaving till tomorrow now. So the mayor will provide a roof over my head. How benevolent of him. Free is the best price. I'm not able to object to his act of charity. Thank you for telling me. No problem, we'll be sticking around here too, so if you need anything, give us a holler. How lovely, I shall keep that in mind. This is our only positive interaction with Melchior in the entire game. Oh god, I just turned on auto speed. He knows a good car when he sees one, so he's an alright guy in my book. I see, it doesn't take much to get on your good side. Is something the matter, Feri? Oh, it's nothing. I was just thinking. Is it just me, or do those hills look like the perfect spot to set up camp? I guess it's possible that Ida and her crew would be around there. But if they are, they're probably pretty far out. That guy would have spotted them over by the hills otherwise. We can check the area tomorrow morning. Sun's about to go down. Let's head back to the inn. Your hunch sounds definitely plausible. Yeah, Bungie, yeah. We can go over all the information we have once we're back at our room. Surely there's something that will point us in the right direction. Like, Melchior is one of, like I said, is one of the most unpleasant characters in this entire franchise. He is, like, just vile. I absolutely hate him. He is just... It's refreshing because he is, like, pure, unadulterated, with absolutely no filters evil. There he is, look at him, just standing around. Traveler Melchior. But he is going to be... This isn't big spoilers, by the way. He's going to be showing his true colors really fucking soon. Anyway, let's rescue a cat quickly. I'm going to spam through this. This is just another little side quest where we rescue a cat. You guys like cats, I know. We're just going to rescue the cat. It'll only take about a minute if I spam through it, so that's what we're going to do. It might be a dog, actually. I can't actually remember, but it's some kind of animal. It's a cat. Every single Trails game has a quest where you chase a cat around a village. Every single one. From the very first ones to the most recent ones. They all have a quest where you chase a cat. It is just the base thing that happens in every single one of these games. I don't know if it's like a meme, but it happens every time. And the cat's gonna, like, run away from us constantly. It's called Nero in this case. But it's worth it for the... We don't get money from this, but we get a reward. And this kid's like, I'll help you catch it, blah, 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 blah. And he's gonna help us corner it and track it down and all that shit. Isn't that exciting? All you do is just go to the markers, and this is like a really simple quest, which is why I'm skipping through it. And it runs away again. Poor little kitty cat. Poor little numbkin. Oh my god, what a numbkin. And we're gonna surround it, and it's gonna still run away, I think. I think one more time it runs away. Yeah, we surround. Oh my god, there's no escape for the cat! Oh, no, it gets away again, runs out the village. Excellent. It's okay. In the lore, by the way, which is it's incredibly tragic for later on, that kid wants to be a bracer. He wants to grow up to be one of the good guys, and you can like listen to, if you like talk to him repeatedly, you can listen to him wanting to be this adorable, this like hero, and protect all his friends and all that kind of shit, which makes later events in this game even worse if you have that context to it. So I'll tell you about it to make it even worse later on. Anyway, quest done. We got the cat, we saved the day, blah 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 blah. Saved my voice a few lines of dialogue. It's time to meet another one of the bad guys, other than Melchior in a second as well. Isn't that lovely? I'll show you something actually. So if you go back to the entrance of the map now. Oh, it's not there at the moment. Ah, it's later on it shows up. Interesting. Is it tomorrow morning it shows up? Huh. Not that big a deal. Alright, we're done. Done. No, this is it. Okay. So to recap, Ida's unit stayed at the inn 10 days ago, then they left the next day. Everyone except Ida hasn't been back since. But Ida herself's been spotted a couple of times, last sighting 2 days ago. What's more, she's only been seen at night. That about covers what we know. I guess it's possible she's working separately from the rest of her unit, but why would she do that? I just can't make heads or tails of it. Me neither. We sometimes split up during ops, but it's generally not a good call. Though even if she did put a unit on standby, why would she send herself out in the field? Why not a scout? No matter how you slice it, a Jaeger commander doing basic reconnaissance is weird as hell. And speaking of weird crap, what was with all the junk she was buying? You mean her bulk order of wiring? That is strange. And the mysteries don't end there. We now know that you haven't come back for food since they left. Yep, no one saw Ida get any grub. Not to mention, something was really off about those wolves. They were acting really funny in both fights, especially the second one. Good to know I wasn't the only one who thought that. They looked like they were in a daze. No, scratch that, they looked downright petrified. I'm thinking they were driven by fear. You might be onto something there. What exactly could they have been fearful of, or? That's the question, isn't it? They could just be scared of some tough monsters, but maybe there are more sinister forces at work here. Whatever the answer is, I'm more convinced than ever that Ida's unit's somewhere near Creil. There are so many good spots for setting up a camp around here. Like the hills from earlier, or the forest on the other side of the buckwheat fields, there's a place further upstream too. It doesn't answer the question of how they're getting food though. Can't picture them strolling up to a farm and stealing crops. Heck no, they wouldn't stoop so low. Be much easier for them to buy the food from the village. It's not as though they're wanting for Mira, right? Yeah, the cost of food's chump change compared to weapons and ammo. But they don't gotta break the bank to afford a 10-day stay here either. That's why I'm thinking there's gotta be something more to this, some answer that's staring us in the face. Something that'd force a flock of top-ranking Jaegers from their nest into hiding for 10 days straight. And something that'd make the commander come to the village every night by herself. It feels like we're so close to solving this mystery, but we're missing the critical pieces of the puzzle. There is no way in a million years they'd guess this, by the way, like what's happened. It's so fucked. And we can't crack the case without them. Which means we gotta do some more... Oh shit, Van's sensing something bad! Get away from the door! What?
Sharp as always, Arkwright. And I can tell one of your companions is quick on the uptake.
Who's that? So this is a member of Ouroboros. You gotta be shitting me. The hell are you doing here?
Good to see you too. Nice job fixing up that truck of yours. It looks brand spanking new.
Yeah, no thanks to you, you prick. This is Walter the Direwolf, who is an Ouroboros enforcer.
Hey there, girlies. The name's Walter. My good old pal Arkwright and I go way back. He helped me out with a job once.
If we pursue the Chaos route, he will be one of our final party members. It's a pleasure to meet you then. My name is Agnes, and I'm his... Keep away from him, Agnes. Feri?
Well, this is a surprise. Never thought I'd run into a Kruger kid here. You ain't got much muscle to flex. but your eyes are sharp as a hawk's. But I take back what I said about you being quick on the uptake. If you think you can come at me with a toy gun, then you're in for a world of hurt.
Who is he? Quit scaring the girls, Direwolf. That's my client you're threatening. And for the record, this is our room. You can't just barge in and act like you own the place. I'm only going to ask you this one time. What the hell are you doing here? I'm just here on a little business trip. I arrived in the village just a moment ago. And imagine my surprise when I see a familiar truck at the entrance. I figured I'd swing by and say hello. I still owe you an apology, so I thought I'd smooth things over and ask you to take on another. I feel like, by the way, out of all of Ouroboros has 19 enforcers, okay? Alright, though there's, at this point, 2 are retired, which is Ren and Sharon, and another one is dead. Okay, so there's like gaps, which do get filled later on. He is the most normal out of all of them. They're basically like a murder cult, and he's like relatively chill compared to the rest of them. I feel like he looks fairly normal. He doesn't like he's quite aggressive, but he's not like utterly insane like the rest of them. And I find that really funny. He's like the nicest they have to offer, I guess. Let me stop you right there. I'm never taking a job from you again. Frankly, I don't even give 2 shits about what brought you here. Now get the hell out of our room. Damn, Creil, why you gotta be like that? I thought you took jobs from anyone. So, not in Ouroboros, okay? Most of Ouroboros have, like, weird superpowers and shit, Roselia. Most of them are, like, chemically enhanced psychopaths that just, like, fucking do crazy shit. Like, especially, like, the higher rank ones. This is me being a fangirl, okay? So, other than the Enforcers, they have the Unguis, who are, like, the head honchos who run all of Ouroboros. And not all of those have been confirmed identity-wise so far in the series. There are 9 of them, and they are like the bosses of the organization completely, and they are the most dangerous, okay? We know, like, the head one is called, like, Mother, and we don't really know much about her other than she's, like, I guess, like, a twisted, like, maternal figure for them all. But there's also Campanella, who is, like, this ageless, androgynous fire creature that is Anguis number 1. We have one who's like an opera singer, and she like can sing people into like her will and stuff like that. We don't really see most of the Anguis in this series at the moment, but we will see one of them, which is the 5th, who is called the Oathbreaker, who is like he's like a walking dispensary of poison and drugs is the best way to describe him, and he'll be in this quite a lot as we continue. I thought you took jobs from anyone, so why are you giving me the cold shoulder? 'Cause you're an asshole. Oh, and you can forget about that apology. I got my replacement, so we're square. But being square and going back to square one ain't the same thing. You not only burned the bridge, you demolished it. Literally. Pups like you are a rare breed. I think I'll keep hounding you until you change your mind, or until I wear you down. Whichever comes first. Oh, and as for what I came here for, I'm looking for a wild mutt who's been let off his leash. A guy with mint green hair. Ring any bells? I'll take that silence as a yes. So he's in the village then. I won't confirm or deny. I'm curious though. Why are you after him? Oh, we're just playing a little game of hide and seek, that's all. I'm not in any rush though. I think I'll chill here for tonight. I'll stay out of your hair, but remember, I'm always happy to lend a helping hand. Just throwing it out there. Get out. I will say, Van doesn't hate Walter because of any moral thing. He hates Walter because he threw a truck that he owned at somebody in another one of the games, and it broke the truck. Feri, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. That was just really intense. Who was that guy? That gay? Van? He was terrifying. You're better off not knowing, and that goes double for you, Anye. I'm guessing he's another person from the criminal underworld? In a way. He's got the bite to back up his bark, though, so stay clear of him. I don't envy that self-proclaimed bohemian. He must be in some deep shit if he's the direwolf's next prey. That guy knows what's good for him. He'll drop everything and run for the hills. I'd probably turn tail if I was in his shoes. I'm staying far away from that bloodthirsty bloodhound. I'm beginning to wonder if that guy really is a bohemian. Alright, it's almost 7, which means dinner should be ready now. The food ought to help us take our mind off that jackass. He's probably drinking himself under the table as we speak. We can't just ignore him. Yeah, so in Reverie, Van and Walter come against another Ouroboros enforcer who's piloting a mech at the time, and Walter's way of like bringing them under control is to throw the truck at the mech, which causes a lot of upset at the time for Van. He's very upset about it. He's probably drinking himself on the table as we speak, but we can't just ignore him. I'll treat you all to some ice cream galettes with caramel sauce. A dessert a day keeps the bastards at bay. We will have, other than Ren, who we'll see quite a lot in this game, and even more in the next one, we'll see another Ouroboros enforcer in this game too, who is a bit more unstable than Walter is. Alright. The food was wonderful, but I think I enjoyed it more if we weren't so uneasy. I just zeroed in on my food and put everything else out of my mind. Which is probably not something a Kruger warrior should be bragging about. Well, I'm sure the chef would be thrilled that you enjoyed their cooking so much. Nothing wrong with getting the most out of your meals. Eating good food is one of life's finest pleasures. These galettes were out of this world. Anyway, now we're all calmed down, we should get back to business. So we all know that Ida's shown up at night multiple times. This is a prime opportunity to ask people about that. Heck, if we're lucky, we might run into the woman herself. That'd be great! I imagine most people have gone home, but there's sure to be a few who are out here and about. Both the residents and the visitors might have some more useful information for us. Oh, we might see a flashback to when he throws the truck in this. I couldn't remember. I remember it in Reverie, but
don't tell
that's
me.
Walter's bike, by the way.
Is that an Orbital bike?
Yeah. Anyway, things are about to go totally to shit, by the way, in a few seconds, so, you know. Well, this is quite concerning. Agreed, should we contact the guild? Did something else happen? Good to see you again. As you might have heard, we've lent the meeting hall to the stranded passengers for the night. I went to check on them now and we can't find one of the passengers. I wonder which one. From the other passenger's description, it was a man with a very elaborate get-up and striking appearance. We looked at the inn and he didn't check in their room there either. He may well be in danger if he's straight outside the village. Van, could that be? Fits the bill. The safe proclaimed bohemian that a certain jackass was after. And he left the village earlier too, didn't he? Maybe he realized he was being followed, or maybe... We got our own business to take care of, but we'll keep an eye out for him. Should we just tell the local officer if we find him? Yeah, that would be much appreciated. I do apologize for having embroiled you in all of this. Oh no, Melchior might be in danger? Perish the thought. So I will say this, right? Ouroboros are threatening, and they're dangerous, everyone, okay? But in this game, they are not the bad guys. Because the bad guys in this game are so much worse than they are, that they all work together against them. So we will be siding with them a lot on the Chaos route as our allies. Welcome back. Hey boss, these guys wanted to ask you some questions. Have you got a minute? Oh yeah, I remember seeing you around earlier. Sorry for blowing you off, I had to hammer out repairs on the bus. Not a problem, I'm sure the passenger's much more relieved now. Your apprentice was a big help too. Yep, I handled their every need while you were away, no sweat. Oh, that reminds me, they had one specific question. I remember seeing you talk about that Jaeger lady the other day before you lent her our truck. What was she doing with it? Oh, her, right. She bought a whole ton of gas as it happened. She bought every last drop of the stuff I had. I just had it lying around as a solvent before she snatched it up. Not something you buy in bulk nowadays, but I'm not poking that hornet's nest, it ain't my business. Gas? You mean the stuff that old combustion engines ran on? I mean, I guess a Jaeger might have their uses for it, you never know. I don't know why Ida would be using those old kinds of machines, and whatever she's doing with it, why would she pick it up now of all times? Right, you think this would be low priority for her right now. So, just, what could she be using it for? I think of a couple off the top of my head, but we don't have enough info to make any kind of educated guess. We've got to piece together the big picture first. Something that's annoying in this, by the way, is from the next game onwards, you can see when shops have something that you haven't purchased, but in this game you can't, because they hadn't added that quality of life improvement to the franchise at that point. So it's like, I'm like looking at the shops like, why aren't they glowing purple? Wow, that's one cool looking machine. Is it a vehicle? Yeah, it's called an Orbital bike. It's kind of a bicycle that's powered by Orbital energy. Surprised you knew that much. They first became a thing in the Empire 3 years ago, but Vern had been looking into the idea around then too. A year after that, the 4 big manufacturers here started flooding the market with them. This bad boy is a Red Star's largest bike. It's fast as hell. Top speed's 2,300 Solg an hour. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess this thing belongs to Direwolf. Unless, in case you've forgotten who he was from 7 seconds before, there's an image of him. I think you're right on the money. You'd have to be pretty tall to ride it. This model just hit the market, so it's probably a hefty price tag. Definitely heftier than my truck. Figures that a filthy enforcer would be rolling in mirror. It's just not fair. He doesn't deserve a sweet ride after what you did to my ride. I feel like I'm missing something. What exactly happened between you two? Are they going to show the bike, the truck being thrown? I'm glad you asked. Let me give you the full rundown. It started 2.5 years ago. Wait, could you give us a short version, please? Nope, I'm not skimping on the details, so buckle up. A while back, I got a request from the direwolf who runs with a dangerous crowd, so I was hesitant to take it on at first, but the job sounded simple enough, and there was someone in need of help. Figured it couldn't hurt to back him up. The job, two of us drove someplace and beat the shit out of some scumbags. Then, just when I thought it was all over, they brought out a big gun, a giant Erebonian weapon. It was a 7-arc tall humanoid robot that Empire nobles used in the war several years back. I imagine they got it off the black market. I knew immediately that it was way out of our league. I told the direwolf to fall back, but he had another bright idea. That freaking bastard threw my truck at the robot! The attack did the job, of course. He was able to finish it off barehanded after that. Too bad it came at the expense of my poor baby. He turned her into a pile of scrap metal. I'm sorry for your loss. But we rode here in it just this morning. I'm guessing you had it fixed at some point? Well, hell no. You can't fix a car that's been chucked at a giant robot. He gave us this one in a vain attempt to extend an olive branch. It's the same model as my old one. The cheap arsehole bought it used, but it was in a decent enough condition, I guess. But I ain't accepting his apology. I poured my heart, soul, and hard-earned merit into decking my old partner out with custom parts. I had to do it all over again. It took me 2 years. 2 years! That's why I'm holding on to this grudge till I'm 6 arg under. What was that car horn? The hell? Who took the horn in the middle of the night? Oh, it's the Bracer Guild, by the way. That's a strange-looking vehicle. It's an off-roader from Leno's range. They're good for driving on rough terrain. But that emblem is... the Bracer Guild?
That was a longer drive than I expected. Oh, and that looks like the bus.
This guy, by the way, his name is Bracer Alvis, and he's not an important character or anything, but we constantly fuck him over. He's like the comic relief. We constantly will fuck him over at every single turn that he tries to do anything. He's not really important, but he's just there to suffer at everything we do, and I find it very funny.
Guess they finished the repair job. I should speak with the driver and the authorities so I can get up to speed on what's been happening. Damn, is that an Ingert pickup truck? Someone's got good taste.
He absolutely fucking hates this, by the way.
Am I really seeing Red Star's monster machine in the flesh? Man, that other Etwas bike is pretty cool too. But this thing is a work of art. What I wouldn't give to get my hands on one of these.
Someone's a fan, huh?
Whoa! Where'd you come from? Don't scare me like that. Were you all passengers on this bus? I'm from the Bracer Guild, and I have some questions. Oh no, not you.
Oh yeah, I remember you. You're the guy with Zin and Elaine yesterday. I heard you took a train out of town for business. I'm guessing you wrapped that up early? Were you asking to come here afterwards? No rest for the weary, huh?
Ah, well, it's all part of the job. Everyone else's hands are tied, so I decided to come. Wait, that's not important. My name is Alvis. I'm a C-rank bracer. There's no need to introduce yourself, Van Arkride. I'm well aware of you and your profession. Instead, why don't you explain what you're doing here,
Classified. If you want that info, you gotta join the Arkride Solutions crew. You should be glad we're here in the area, though, since we saved the bus and everyone on it. What? You did? Wait, no, I remember hearing that. I also heard you demanded compensation for it. What kind of man seeks profit for those in peril? No bracer would ever dream of doing such a thing. Not only that, but you have the gall to charge higher rates than us? Have you no shame? Not really. At least try and come up with an explanation for your actions. Excuse me, may I interject for a moment? I initially had reservations about his handling of the bus incident as well. However, I've come to the conclusion that Van's price was perfectly reasonable given the risk involved. Also, I'd like clarification on one of your points. Why shouldn't he be expected to behave like a bracer when he isn't one? Furthermore, the Guild receives financial aid from the Epstein Foundation. Unlike you, Van doesn't have that privilege. So it only makes sense he would charge a little more than you. He has to make ends meet too, you know? I truly admire the Guild's ideals, and that's precisely why I'm disappointed to see you chastise one of the people you are sworn to protect and serve. Oh, got him. First Elaine stuck up for this good note-for-nothing punk, and now this girl's doing the same? Why? He must have brainwashed them. That's the only explanation! Okay, I'll admit I was a bit out of line, and you have my thanks for saving the bus. But I suggest you back off from here, Spriggan. The Bracer Guild's on the case now, so your presence is no longer required. We'll have the monster mystery squared away in no time flat. So if you could mosey on over to the sidelines, that would be swell. Wow, rude much? I never met a hot-headed bracer before. All the ones I've run into back home were pretty chill. Oh, I didn't realize the Guild had branches in the Central East. Wouldn't be living up to their ideals if they didn't. He ain't exactly mature, but he's got at least a little stronger if he made it to C rank. Might be able to use him later. Van, do you realize you're sounding like a villain, right? I wonder where he ran off to. Probably the police station. We can make our way over there. Like,
Okay,
I will say this.
I think we've got enough info at this point.
Despite who
Great.
you may interact with,
Then let's go back to the inn and go over what we learned.
Van is
Sounds good to me.
Van is like chaotic good as an alignment, even if he does really shady shit sometimes. Well, we managed to gather a lot of information in record time. Yeah, I think we can just ignore the bracelet for now, though I'm surprised we never ran into that mint-haired guy. Then there's the story we heard at the factory. The one about the gasoline, right? Yeah. That liquid was a common fuel source for machines, but now it's mainly used as solvent for starting fires. Our clan keeps some in storage for certain weapons too. I heard you can find the substances made from in the Central East. Why would Ida need something like that? Could ask the same thing about the wires. Oh, there you are. Oh, hey, what's up? You know the woman you were asking about earlier? Well, she dropped by the inn. Wait, what? Ida came here for real? She asked me to give something for her, to do something for her, and died off before I could mention you were looking for her. She left 3 letters with me. One of them is addressed to an Eisenchild, another's to the guild branch in the capital, and the last one is Kruger. That's not in Calvert, right? She left me some money to mail them, but when I opened the envelope, there was 10,000 mirror inside. I don't need this much just to send a few letters. That's why I ran after her. Also, she looked dreadfully pale. It's not too much to ask. Could you go look for her? Ida! Hey, wait up, kiddo. We're going after her. Right, we'll take care of this, so don't worry. It's about to kick off. It's all about to kick off. No, that's a face I didn't expect to see. Not here, anyway. She must be in dire straits if she didn't notice me. Ida, where are you? Call your jets, Feri. She can't have gone far. Let's head to one of the exits and see if we can find her. Understood. If she really is unwell, we should hurry. I think unwell's going to be a fucking understatement here. Alright, time for it all to go down.
Ida!
Feri? I'm not dreaming, am I? And after I went through all the trouble to write a letter and drop it off at the inn, I'm going to assume our regimental commander got in touch with your people. He asked about us, didn't he?
Yes, you really had me worried, you know. I thought something might have happened to you. I just had to track you down. That's why I went straight to Calvert's capital and enlisted the help of a Spriggan.
Oh, I've heard quite a few stories about you. Nice to finally meet you face to face.
The pleasure's mine. My name is Van Arkwright. Don't know if you remember, but we fought on the same side 2 years ago. Mind telling us what's going on? You, don't look so hot.
You aren't hurt, are you? Here, let me...
Stay away from me!
Ida? What's wrong?
Sorry. Didn't mean to lash out at you, really. There's nothing you can do for me now.
I don't think we're quite on the same page here. Could you fill us in on what's going on? There may be something we can do to help.
Huh? Who are you?
She's a part-timer at my office. More importantly, are you?
Hey, what are you doing over there? You 3 again. Wait, hang on. There's a 4th now?
Haven't seen you around these parts. Are you a tourist?
You're a Jaeger, aren't you?
Huh. So a bracer was here all along, and I wandered in without even noticing. Pitiful. The boss is probably rolling in his grave right now. If he saw me like this, he'd be ashamed he ever gave me the name Flame Eater.
Ida, let me help you. There's gotta be something.
I still had so many things I wanted to teach you. Thanks for looking out for my little sis, Van. I've got one little favor to ask of you before... I'm too late!
What is that?
Monsters? Crap, it must be those wolves again.
Nah, but we're getting closer to what's been driving them to attack.
Are you serious?
Looks like time's up.
Look at her face.
Fate's calling. Everyone, you have to make it out of here alive, no matter what. And Feri, you have to live too. For me.
Are those military monsters?
Yeah, but they ain't exactly normal.
Ida, wait! Get out of my way!
Ferida, you gotta focus on what's in front of us. Fight to survive. That's what your friend would tell you, right?
Everyone, you have to make it out of here alive, no matter what. And Feri, you have to live too. For me.
What are we supposed to do?
We'll take care of these 3.
All right, fine. I don't care what happens to him, but you 2 stay safe.
The lip sync is terrible because I'm playing the game at 200%
let's
speed.
wipe the floor with
It
these
matches
creepy
normally,
things.
but because I've got the speed thing on, it makes their lips flap too fast.
Will do. I'll lend you my support.
I'll take you on. Time for the main event. Vandalize! Raid! Hit him fast, Feri. Sucker. Sucker. Like hell you are. You'll pay for that.
Some extra. A chance.
Have some more. Sucker. You'll pay for that. All you on yet. Have some more.
I know I got to change over in a minute, but we should get to a good point in a minute anyway, so. No way! We take down 3, another 3 take their place? There's no more room for doubt. These things have scared the piss out of all those wolves. Their strength and speed are uncanny, but what's really getting me is... That's not possible. Oh, Arusha. Get back, you two.
Can a man enjoy a drink in peace?
You're the man from earlier. Never thought I'd say this in a million years, but I'm happy to see your ugly mug. I managed to take out one of them. How are these things going on your... There's more? And who are the blue blazes?
Leave the small fry to me. In return, I expect you to forget about the car shit and let bygones be bygones.
That's a tall order. Don't screw this up, Direwolf. And you back him up, Bracer Boy. Where do you think you're going? Wait, did he say Direwolf? What's an enforcer of Ouroboros doing here?
It's time to meet your maker, you damn mutts. Let me show you the fangs of a real wolf. You crushed!
Meanwhile, we have to chase Ida for the finale of this chapter, which is the dungeon. We're lucky that our wolf and that bracer showed up when they did. No, actually, I'm not sure we can chalk that up to luck. Right, I don't think we can either. The bracer came to investigate the monster's strange behavior, and the direwolf had his own reasons to be here. I'm looking for a wild mutt that's been let off the leash. A guy with mint hair. Ring any bells? I can't say I did. There were no other living beings in sight. That sentence, as Bungie put it out, living beings, very important. Didn't that man from earlier say no one was here? Then if he was lying, if Ida came from this direction, then the Eisenchild camp must be nearby. Yeah, the guy was definitely bullshitting us. And there's no way a normal guy could get around these monsters. We barely scraped by ourselves. They kept getting up no matter how many times we knocked them down. It's like they weren't even alive. They almost reminded me of the ghouls from the stories they used to tell back home. No, that can't be what's going on here. It just can't be. Feri. Why now? It's glowing again. That's a telltale sign something's up. Feels like the higher elements are active here too. The camp's probably over on the plateau. Ready to move? I've never been more ready. Let's get moving then. Right, I may as well progress just for like 5 minutes and I can just save wherever I like.
Can't see very
anyway,
well from here.
There is a glowing red light on the horizon if you look up. And that's what we're heading towards. But we unfortunately have to kill a bunch of shit to get there.
Good work, guys. We all in one piece?
If you're wondering why I'm not playing as Feri, it's all because she sucks. Like, she doesn't suck when the AI is controlling her, but I find her really hard to play compared to everyone else. I think I just don't like the ranged attack, I just find it annoying. Like, I definitely prefer melee characters in this game. And in fact, in all the games.
Have some more! There's still a chance!
Treasure chest.
So technically, by the way, any of these dungeons, if you're near a rest point, you can just grind indefinitely and make yourself super powerful super quickly if you really want to. Which definitely will make some situations later on easier, but I will say I'm not doing that because I'm fucking streaming and it'll be really boring for everyone if I just killed this chicken 700 times.
Activating skill.
There we go.
All you on you!
Here's some extra. Should be safe for now.
Nice job, Agnes.
Probably gonna die a few times at the boss fight at the end of this. It gets pretty rough. Oh, especially the first phase. It kinda sucks. On normal, I might be fine, but I think it's gonna be a bit challenging. It's a big difficulty jump.
Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
All you on yet?
By the way, I like the fact that the dogs were invincible earlier, but these ones will die.
Nice.
And not come back.
That went great.
You're a true
But it's okay.
professional
These
then.
ones are not ghost ones. We'll just pretend that they're not ghost ones.
Looks like the gang's all
Well, not
here.
ghost is the wrong word anyway.
Brace yourself. There are so many of them. Look out.
Hit 'em fast.
Activating skill. Boost gauge limit broken.
A chance.
Sucker.
I'm powered up. Boost gauge fully replenished.
Alright.
Let's get to work.
Show them what you're capable
I
of.
feel like the wolves in these look like baby lions. But I don't know. I always feel that way. I feel they don't look like wolves. I'm always like, this isn't a wolf, it's a baby lion.
Boost gauge limiter unlocked.
And I don't know what that
Nice.
says about my
That went
perception
great.
that baby lions are all wolves. I'm gonna be honest with you. In any way, shape, or
Keep
form.
getting engagement. Brace yourself. Don't forget about your charge attack.
The sun. Take this.
Activating boost gauge limit broken.
Let's just
Activating
ban
skill.
Feri's ultimate and make her the
Boost gauge limit broken.
employee of the month here. It's probably the only time I'm gonna play as her for a lot, so...
Nice. Moving on up. Watch it. That one's big. Take this. The sun.
Good chance. Launching a shard. Perfect chance.
Activating skill.
Sucker.
A chance.
Activating skill.
Here's some extra.
A chance.
Activating skill.
Nice. That went great.
You're a true professional then.
It's really... I feel like the enemy designs in the Legend of Heroes games, aside from like the bosses and the main enemies, are all kind of like, it's a dog, it's a bird, it's a plant, that kind of shit. Like, I will say that. I feel like that's where you can tell that these games are lower budget in the grand scheme of things. Because it's like, it's a slime, it's like a fucking walking poo. Like, I feel like that's the variety of the enemies, for the most part, in this.
Here's some extra.
Which is fine,
Sucker.
because I can forgive them. They're a low budget franchise,
Boost gauge limit increased.
but it just makes me laugh.
Bring it on.
Wow, they did crazy damage to
Boost
this
gauge
set.
limit increased.
Perfect chance.
Activating boost gauge limit broken.
Yeah, it's like better than shit like Neptunia or some shit like that. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you can tell that there's like love and effort put into it, other than like, let's have an enemy that is just a blob with nothing else, which is what Neptunia does all the fucking time. Like, it has like almost textureless enemies.
Keep getting engagement. Brace yourself. Show them what you're really capable of.
But it's still like fairly generic shit. These are the same enemies they've had in the game since like the first fucking game. So like, they're just like non-sprite versions of the stuff from Sky and things like that. Like, they're actually like 3D versions.
All you on yet?
Like, if you play like Azure and Zero, the models are like
Activating skill.
chibi versions of these basically for the monsters. Anyway, I have to stop here and move on to Murky Divers, which is what we're gonna do. If I can remember how to fucking save the game again. There we go. Hadn't saved, by the way, for nearly 2 hours there. Go me! I'm so organized. Alright, I'm gonna call the others now and play some Murky Divers. We'll do another hour of this, though, and finish this chapter off once I'm done, okay? Guys, quick plug. We are 8 subs away from hitting the goal for the streak. Be fantastic if we could hit that today and make sure everything stays nom. I do want to do these every weekend now. I actually don't know who's playing today, so like, I'm just gonna call and see what happens. Hi, Bungie. I can't remember who I said was playing today. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
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 I guess it's just the
Hello.
four. It's the 4 of us, right? And then maybe Bird as well, right?
Think so?
Something like that?
Well, 4 should be fine. So let's play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just pop a few things.
All right, give me a minute.
That one,
Do I have this one? Okay.
This.
Bird says he'll be right there.
Okay.
I think that's what BRT means.
It means I was trying to think of something rude, but I can't think of anything.
But rip rumps? I don't know.
All right, finally.
Oh, hi, Jess.
Hi. I said several things while thinking that Discord was connected.
Yeah, it said you were in the call,
Yeah,
but you weren't
I know
talking,
that
and I was
feeling.
like,
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah,
I'll
it's-
host the crew.
Again. Yeah, my virus scanner keeps telling me Murky Divers is malware.
Yeah. I don't have a virus scanner, so. How many players are we gonna have? Because this is actually an issue. I just realized because the
I
difficulty
thought
now.
this was. I thought we were up to.
Well, yeah, but the submarine shape and scale changes depending on how many players. So we have to pick the hardest one with 5 players.
Oh. Ugh.
You're
Oh,
meant.
here we
You're
go.
actually meant to have 6.
Wait,
It'll be
steering.
fine.
What? I don't. Yeah, there aren't 6. There aren't 6 stations though. There's only 5.
I don't know. It just says this submarine is for 8 players, 5 minimum.
Oh,
You'll
that's
struggle
true.
with 5, is what it says.
Oh, wonder.
fun.
Oh, goody.
I could go and harass Alice. She's streaming right now. The server's open. You should just jump in. By the way, I think.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Vice, unless I'm invisible.
I
Am
forgot
invisible?
if this game has that thing. I'm trying. I think I'm going in.
It says offline. Come back later. What the fuck is this?
Oh.
You did. Shut the.
Oh,
my
yeah,
God.
wow, they really fancied up the ship for most many players. Oh, I have to turn off my. I bet I have to turn off my.
Could you join it? Can you? Yes, Chis could join. So you should be able to just join me through Steam. Okay. I'm
it's
gonna
like
go.
a push to talk.
I'm gonna go and grab a drink really quickly. Then I will be back, and then we'll play this for 3 hours. Okay.
We promise not to slag you off.